guys, welcome back to the channel.
Hey guys, welcome back.
Thanks for joining us today for another reaction video. I'm Phil.
I'm Sam.
We're Bars and Barbells, and we're doing another favorite on the channel. George Carlin, and comedy in general has been a real favorite of everybody.
It's been a hit.
Yeah.
I've personally been loving it.
You've been loving it. Yeah, everybody's been getting a kick out of her too, out of her reactions, being like, "Oh, if she loves this, she has to see this." So you were just taking us down the rabbit hole, which has been great.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, and so we've done Ricky Gervais, we've done George Carlin, we've done Bill Burr, we've done Patrice O'Neal.
Yeah, we did the Ice Cube, Kevin Hart.
We did that one as well.
Yeah.
So we've touched on a lot of stuff so far, but we're coming back to George this time. And he's definitely older. That's what you were saying just a minute ago, right?
Yeah, he's got a nice little like silver ponytail.
Yeah, he's so I think as George got a little bit older, he changed some of his material a little bit because I've seen I haven't seen this, but this is like when he got older is when I saw some of the stuff on HBO. I don't remember any of it because it was so long ago.
Yeah.
But his style of comedy, we'll say, is a little darker.
Okay.
We'll put it that way.
Interesting.
He's a smart guy. He's a very intelligent guy, though, and he looks at the world, I think, in a very logical manner, similar to Bill Burr, right?
Okay.
And a lot of you guys were saying in the comments, right, that he's like Bill Burr's like the modern day George Carlin.
Interesting.
So, anyways. With that said, you ready?
Yes, let's watch.
All right, guys, just remember, if you do enjoy, hit that like button for us. Leave us a comment. Subscribe if you haven't done so already so we can help with the algorithm and get the stuff out there that we want. All right, you ready? Mm-hmm. Let's go.
See, I'm not one of these people who's worried about everything. You got people like this around you. Country's full of them now. People walking around all day long, every minute of the day, worried about everything. Worried about the air, worried about the water, worried about the soil. Worried about insecticides, pesticides, food additives, carcinogens. Worried about radon gas, worried about asbestos. Worried about saving endangered species. Let me tell you about endangered species, all right? Saving endangered species is just one more arrogant attempt by humans to control nature. It's arrogant meddling. It's what got us in trouble in the first place. Doesn't anybody understand that? Interfering with nature. Over 90%, way over 90% of all the species that have ever lived on this planet, are gone. They're extinct.
Wild.
We didn't kill them all. They just disappeared. That's what nature does. They disappear these days at the rate of 25 a day. And I mean regardless of our behavior. Irrespective of how we act on this planet, 25 species that were here today will be gone tomorrow. Let them go gracefully. Leave nature alone. Haven't we done enough? We're so self-important. So self-important. Everybody's gonna save something now. Save the trees, save the bees, save the whales, save those snails. And the greatest arrogance of all, save the planet. What? Are these fucking people kidding me? Save the planet? We don't even know how to take care of ourselves yet. We haven't learned how to care for one another. We're gonna save the fucking planet? I'm getting tired of that shit. Tired. I'm tired of fucking Earth Day. I'm tired of these self-righteous environmentalists, these white bourgeois liberals who think the only thing wrong with this country is there aren't enough bicycle paths. People trying to make the world safe for their Volvos. Besides, environmentalists don't give a shit about the planet. They don't care about the planet. Not in the abstract, they don't. Not in the abstract, they don't. You know what they're interested in? A clean place to live. Their own habitat. They're worried that someday in the future they might be personally inconvenienced. Narrow, unenlightened self-interest doesn't impress me. Besides, there is nothing wrong with the planet. Nothing wrong with the planet. The planet is fine. The people are fucked. Difference. The planet.
So you see the difference in the material that we watched before, and this one is clear contrast and kind of what his
I would
demeanor
say his
or
delivery is very similar. Though.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
The way he talks, his animation, and all of that, it's like very, very similar.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's more of like the topic of conversation that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
It's fine. Compared to the people, the planet is doing great. It's been here 4.5 billion years. Did you ever think about the arithmetic? Planet has been here 4.5 billion years. We've been here, what, 100,000? Maybe 200,000? And we've only been engaged in heavy industry for a little over 200 years. 200 years versus 4.5 billion. And we have the conceit to think that somehow we're a threat? That somehow we're going to put in jeopardy this beautiful little blue-green ball that's just a-floating around the sun? The planet has been through a lot worse than us. Been through all kinds of things worse than us. Been through earthquakes, volcanoes, plate tectonics, continental drift, solar flares, sunspots, magnetic storms, the magnetic reversal of the poles, hundreds of thousands of years of bombardment by comets and asteroids and meteors, worldwide floods, tidal waves, worldwide fires, erosion, cosmic rays, recurring ice ages, and we think some plastic bags and some aluminum cans are going to make a difference? The planet isn't going anywhere. We are. We're going away. Pack your shit, folks. We're going away. And we won't leave much of a trace either. Thank God for that. Maybe a little styrofoam. Maybe. Little styrofoam. Planet will be here and we'll be long gone. Just another failed mutation. Just another closed-end biological mistake. An evolutionary cul-de-sac. The planet will shake us off like a bad case of fleas. A surface nuisance. You want to know how the planet's doing? Ask those people at Pompeii who are frozen into position from volcanic ash how the planet's doing. Want to know if the planet's all right? Ask those people in Mexico City or Armenia or 100 other places buried under thousands of tons of earthquake rubble if they feel like a threat to the planet this week. How about those people in Kilauea, Hawaii, who build their homes right next to an active volcano and then wonder why they have lava in the living room? The planet will be here for a long, long, long time after we're gone, and it will heal itself, it will cleanse itself, because that's what it does. It's a self-correcting system. The air and the water will recover, the earth will be renewed, and if it's true that plastic is not degradable, well, the planet will simply incorporate plastic into a new paradigm, the earth plus plastic. The earth doesn't share our prejudice towards plastic. Plastic came out of the earth. The earth probably sees plastic as just another one of its children. Could be the only reason the earth allowed us to be spawned from it in the first place. It wanted plastic for itself. Didn't know how to make it. Needed us. Could be the answer to our age-old philosophical question, why are we here? Plastic. Assholes. So, the plastic is here, our job is done, we can be phased out now, and I think that's really started already, don't you? I mean, to be fair, the planet probably sees us as a mild threat, something to be dealt with, and I'm sure the planet will defend itself in the manner of a large organism, like a beehive or an ant colony can muster a defense. I'm sure the planet will think of something. What would you do if you were the planet trying to defend against this pesky, troublesome species? Let's see, what might... viruses. Viruses might be good. They seem vulnerable to viruses. And viruses are tricky, always mutating and forming new strains whenever a vaccine is developed. Perhaps this first virus could be one that...
Just had to throw that in there.
Yeah, you know what? Nobody caught it because at the time nobody's thinking about it, right?
Yeah,
but this is obviously much later.
Yeah.
And let me threw that in there, and now like that has so much relevance. Like,
Yeah.
And it's just a little tidbit in this whole 8 minutes, but it's crazy how relevant that could be.
Seriously.
A vaccine is developed. Perhaps this first virus could be one that compromises the immune system of these creatures. Perhaps a human immunodeficiency virus, making them vulnerable to all sorts of other diseases and infections that might come along. And maybe it could be spread sexually, making them a little reluctant to engage in the act of reproduction. Well, that's a poetic note. And it's a start. And I can dream, can't I? See, I don't worry about the little things. Bees, trees, whales, snails. I think we're part of a greater wisdom than we will ever understand. a higher order. Call it what you want. You know what I call it? The big electron. The big electron. Whoa. 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 It doesn't punish. It doesn't judge at all. It just is. And so are we. For a little while. Thanks for being here with me for a little while tonight. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
So clearly, like I said, it's much more thought provoking, I guess you could say.
For sure.
But it's funny though, because I remember, certain comedians that I used to like, they would say things when I was younger, and I would feel differently than I think some of the stuff he was talking about similarly now, because, as you learn more and you get older and you broaden your horizons a bit, you can approach things differently. And so I think, he's a very, knowledgeable guy with a lot of wisdom, clearly.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's funny how he can approach these subjects and make you think, but also, create, those punchlines with that energy and to really get you, to hang on every word that he's saying, right?
Yeah. I think the way that he delivers it too, like we've talked about this in some of his other ones, but like how his pitch varies, and he's very animated in the way that he story tells through the skit or whatever, or his
routine.
Yeah, exactly. It keeps you engaged, right?
Yeah.
Like I feel like some of the other ones that we've seen, they were still really funny, but it was just more like just kind of one level through, like just talking, right?
Yeah.
Whereas this, like, he's very like here and then there and then here and then there, right? Which I think it engages you visually a little bit more as well.
Yeah, I think he's a great storyteller in his own right. Like most comedians are pretty good storytellers, right? But I think George is kind of like that next level in the comedic arena. And it's just like I said, it's funny because his point was in that too, that we think we're so important.
Oh, yeah.
Like the world revolves around us, but we're really just little things on top of this giant planet. And, at the end of the day, like what we've done in the past 100, 200 years is not going to be something that's probably going to matter in the long run.
Oh, for sure. When you think of how many different things have come and gone before us, and will come and go after us.
I think the argument people will say relative to that is like, oh, but how are the people that are on the planet affected by blah, blah,
Yeah.
But that obviously there's so many different variables in terms of what can cause or not cause those issues. So anyways, I think he did a great job in talking about something that we know is so touchy for everybody.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what Bill Burr does as well.
Yes.
Talks about things that are so touchy for everybody and makes you be like, okay, you know what? Maybe I just need to calm the hell down and relax.
Yeah.
Although there's people for sure that watch this and they're
100%. I feel like there's people that
going
probably
out
do
on
that
the
with Bill Burr
street,
too.
banging on doors, being that George Carlin guy.
I feel like people probably do that about Bill Burr, right? Like even some of the comments of people saying,
for sure.
It's good. Like there's a lot of Bill Burr ones that revolve around his opinions on certain things related to women, right? And I think that a lot of people wouldn't be able to watch it objectively.
Yeah.
So I think this is very similar.
Gotta have an open mind.
Yep.
Well, that was George Carlin. I think that was probably not one of the ones I found, more funny, we'll say. Like he wasn't comparatively to the other one that we watched, the 7 Dirty Words. I was in stitches with that one, right? Yeah. But this one, like I said, you were hanging on to every word a little bit more.
Yeah, and this one had more relevance of actual value of the topic, right?
Well, yeah, I think it was just it was a more serious topic versus 7 Dirty Words is kind of going to speak for itself, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy that reaction nonetheless, and our real approach to it. And that's what I like about George. Truly takes on real based topics. So if you guys did enjoy it, please hit that like button for us. Leave us a comment. Let us know what your thoughts are. If you haven't subscribed, you should do that.
Yes.
And don't forget to check out our other stuff. We have so much comedy on this channel now. So I've got a playlist
all
up.
The time.
Yeah, and I got a playlist up there now, so you can probably click that right now, and it'll take you on a little journey of comedic videos. So with that said, guys, that's all from us today, and we'll be back soon with another one.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you soon.
Take care.